So, you did not manage to get into Division 1 or Division 2, maybe you weren't able to play the FNCS trial, or you just didn't qual to the top 800 to make that Division 2 placement. In this video, we'll be talking about how to get into Division 2 if you haven't done it yet in FNCS trial. Let's check how you can actually qual to Division 2. So now we have these divisional cups after the FNCS trial. These are weekly, there's 2 each week, and you have to perform good in both of them to be able to rank up to Division 2. So for Division 2, you have to place top 300 in both sessions combined on EU, top 200 NA Central, and top 100 in the smaller regions. So top 300 on EU is pretty doable. It's not that hard anymore because you know there are already 800 people qualified. So those top 800 people are not going to be playing with you anymore. So my prediction is you'll need around 310 points. And you get 65 for a win and 1 per kill. So it is pretty placement based. Let's take a look at this team right here. They got 310 points, 9 matches played, 1 win, average kills 11, which is pretty high. So you have to be a solid fighter to be able to get that. And let's take a look at their match history. Okay, first game 32 kills. That's of course very good. But this is going to be easier and easier because you don't have those top players in your lobbies. Because you're only going to be playing against pretty bad players. 19, 24, 26, this basically didn't give them a lot of placement at all. Then 10 kills, 6th place, 23 kills, 11th, 6 kills, 15, 19th, 2nd, 8 kills, 9th. So these last games are really good. They clutched up with those games. Let's take a look at their 2nd place right here. Of course, the first important thing I saw, especially in trios, is having a good drop. So you can all get loot, you can all get mats. That's very important. And the even more important thing is that you actually master this drop, that you have a good drop. So make sure you have a drop map for the drop spot you're landing at. If you need a drop map, check out my website esportxhub.com. You can get free drop maps on there for all the major cities. And if you need any specific drop map, you can just enter a request. Looks like they landed Lost Lake and they're contested. So let's see how this plays out. It looks like they get a nice third party right here, because the other 2 teams are fighting. This is of course optimal. You wait till the other 2 fight and boom, push in from high ground like here. Just stick together, play together, and finish off the kills right here. He just runs in with the shotgun because they know they're already weak. Let's look at their mid game as well. They get some kills here. So solid off spawn, good mats, good loot after off spawn. Ideally you get a sword off spawn as well. Yeah, you can see they have really good loot here. And they're chilling for mid-game. In mid-game, this is now where you want to preserve everything into end-game. And here, what a lot of people do not do right, especially beginner trios, they don't actually look at what a good position in zone would be. So that means they just keep rotating the zone blindly without trying to go for a smart rotate. They just keep trying to stay in zone. That's not what you want to do. You always want to go for a smart rotate, like these people back here have a good position. This whole backside is pretty free. And there's more people right here and more people coming in right here. So you want to be on this backside. That's what you want to aim for with your rotators. So if you landed somewhere over here, Masked Meadows, you rotate over here. There's a lot of launch pads here, by the way. You can easily rotate back here. So actually take a look at where zone is pulling. Don't just look at your mini map and assume that you're just going to keep staying in zone. Okay, they have this loot as bait. And they're going to edit right here. Dead on 1. Well played, well played. Enemy team can't do anything here. And now they're basically 3 people pushing this one guy, so he has no chance. So this is a really good example of what you want to be doing in mid game. Sit somewhere, sit in a house, sit in a bush, wait for someone. If you don't need the kills. On your first game, of course, you can key a bit more, be more aggressive. But in the later games on high elo, you don't want to be randomly keying really good people. So then make sure you find a good spot where you can wait for people and then get easy kills. And then always once you have 1 knocked, you can easily win that 2v3. You can single out the next guy. Always play together. Make sure 2 guys go on to 1 guy. And then you can easily single those people out. Let's take a look at their endgame. They do get a 2nd place here. And now a pretty stacked endgame. 33 people alive in 9th zone. So let's see how they rotate. Of course, they already have some kills, so they're above Storm Surge. That's something you also have to take into account. Once you start placing into high elos, you need to make sure you get some off-spawn damage. You get some damage in mid-game, which is quite easy with this new AR with scope. You can get damage on pretty long range, but you have to make sure you actually do get damage. On high elo, 500 plus damage is necessary. Now they go for a nice early rotate, try to stay ahead. That's awesome. Textbook stuff. If possible, always try to stay ahead. Even get a free kill right here because they're at the start of the zone. Especially if you don't have too many mats and you know you have to go for a refresh, make sure you get to front of zone, because that's where you can look for fights. If you're backside, you're going to be really stressed, you're going to get pushed forward by the zone, which is not nice, you can't really fight there. But if you're on front side of zone, you have a bit more time and you can actually box fight people. Really nice play right here. They have a wall pre-edited. One guy sprays it, the other guy places the pre-edited wall, and then you can get really good damage. You just have to be careful here, because if it's a full trio and they're ready for it, they can pump you too quite easily. So if you do this on duos, great, solos, great. Trios, you have to be careful. Another refresh. Really good at looking for people to shoot down, to get next to them. Already third place. Let's see if, okay, he goes for the medkit play. Second place, and now it's a 3v1. 2v1 actually. 1v1 now, but somehow the other guy does have more medkits, it looks like. But still, they got a second place right here. Really good game from them. Really nice play. The end game was especially nice. So that's really all you need to be able to qual to Division 2. Have a solid drop spot. Have a drop map. Always get the best drop, so you make sure you win those off-spawn fights most of the time. Then in mid-game, don't blindly rotate. Go for smart rotates, actually, to keep a good position on zone. Don't get held. Don't get into too many fights, and preserve all of your loot and mats, and then you can use that in endgame. Stay frontside, look for refreshes, and that's how you can qual quite easily. If you have any more questions, comment down below, let me know. I'll see you in the next one.